Welcome back to another episode of Tractor Roy. My name is Trent as always, and we kind of got a little update on this M. Did you see it right there? That M? On this M. This project is not going like I wanted, but going like I expected, if that makes any sense. So because of haying taking up pretty much all my time, and I didn't video it like I wanted to, it is what it is. I'll try it again next year and see if I can do a little better with it. This was like after I finished a long day, then it was like, oh, I kind of wouldn't mind chipping it or doing a little work on this thing real quick, kind of relax a little bit, because this is my relaxation, my hobby. So none of it got filmed just because it was like, oh, hey, I got like an hour or two. Let's go hurry up and get this done. So I'll tell you what's going on. I don't even remember where we left off with this thing. I think we had pulled the sleeves out, and I think I'd shown most of the parts. So we ended up having to order more parts several different times. What happened? We rebuilt this front end. The inner bearings on both sets of these wheels were bad. There was a hole in one of the rims. So we went through, rebuilt those, repacked everything, got new seals in that front end. This is a brand new tire with a new tube. This was a good used tire that came off of this with a new tube. We put new seals, a new seal here, a new seal right here, cleaned everything up inside of here. Obviously there's nothing in there yet because that steering shaft isn't on there. This engine is just about ready to go. I got to throw that oil pan on. You can see the oil pump sitting out there. Oil pan's sitting around here somewhere. I don't know where it ran off to. Oh, there it is. So oil pan got cleaned up, water pump and thermostat housing all cleaned up. Oh, everything is all sealed up though. We got the water jacket cover on this side. The head's on there, all torqued down. We got the tappet cover on this side, all installed, sealed up. New oil filter stuck in here. We had, new gaskets everywhere that we took it off. All of our tappets are adjusted. Our rocker arms are adjusted. Our rocker arms are adjusted. Everything's ready to go under here. I'm thinking, because we got that new radiator there, that old one, there has a hole in it, but thinking we're going to stick the radiator on here because we got new piping and stuff for the radiator hoses. We have a new manifold. We got a lot of new stuff, but I'm thinking, because we're going to try and paint this, I think I'm going to try and get this all thrown together to at least run it as it is, because, all we'll need is, I'll stick like a boat tank up here, run into the carburetor. We'll have one wire from the battery run into the coil and power to the starter. Carburetor's all rebuilt. I've got a video on that. I should edit it and post it. But we don't need to do anything fancy with any of the wiring. We don't need to put on the generator or anything like that. We can get it so this thing runs. We can verify it runs, heat it up. That way we can tear it back down to how it is now, except we'll probably have the water pump and thermostat housing on here. Tear it down how it is now. We'll take the radiator off, take the manifold off, so we can block this up. We'll go through and retorque the head before we do everything, and then we'll try and paint it. For painting, we're just kind of going to do a working man's paint job. We'll pressure wash just the living heck out of everything. Get some probably oven degreaser or engine degreaser, or not oven cleaner or engine degreaser on there. See what we can do. Pull a couple of stuff off the lights. We got to do some work on the seat still, so we'll probably pull that off and paint it with the body work. They didn't get just the rubber bushings that you can get here, and somebody just very large must have been on here and broke that thing, because they welded that spring that sits right here, they welded the body on that. They welded a piece of angle iron right here, because apparently this spring was too soft for them. I don't really know. But try and get the rest of that off. I think that's the hood for it, and the grill is right there. So the body parts, like the tank also, we'll do separately. Get those all really cleaned up so we can do a really good job with those. The casting, isn't such a big deal. The castings hold a lot of cover up a lot of imperfections on it. So that's about where we're at on this. There's a couple extra things that we got to throw in here. So the biggest thing is this is my father-in-law's tractor. It's not mine. So a lot of this is like, me helping him with a bunch of this stuff. Like, he's never done this, kind of wanting to get in, or interested in getting into it, I should say. he's done a lot of mechanical stuff, but not like engine rebuilding type stuff, and neither of us have done any paint. So it's kind of just been like a couple minutes here and there, and he doesn't like being on camera, so I don't really blame him. So it'll probably just be a couple more updates like this. I might try and video painting it. I don't know, we'll see. Because like my 4-year-old, him and my 4-year-old went through and cleaned everything. That kid, I don't know what the deal is, but this parts washer, he'll sit in front of this thing for hours just cleaning everything up. It is actually very impressive. It's because he's got a lot of parts he's going to have to clean on this one whenever I get around to working on that. So we want to get this one done, this M, and this WD-45 done before I really start getting into another project. I've got this cedar in here still that I need to work on. It's kind of looks a little rough, but I got the wood cut. The hardest part was getting all the little seed cups freed up. This thing was like somebody's planter for a while. Anyways, I'm getting off track here. So with this thing, keeping on track here. Yeah, what did I say? We'll do radiator, get that on, just fill it with water temporarily, new oil, obviously. Get it to where we can run it. Just, I don't even know if we'll probably try and drive it around, at least drive it to the front of the shop and back, help the engine warm up a little bit, tear it down, retorque the head. Everything will all be torn down, then we'll try and go for painting it. And then since the head will be retorqued, we don't have to get into it. So once we paint it, we can just put it back together and leave it. Also, what helps, if we start it before we paint it, we can check to make sure that we don't have any leaks. This one, it should seal. I'll see. I'll bring you in here. So you can tell that it's obviously not sealing up top here, but it's crimped right here. So really, the sealing surface should be right here along this crimp. And we did use gasket sealer on there. So it looks like it's not going to seal, but it should seal. And our gasket popped out a little bit. But one way to tell is to run it. And running it, obviously, tell for leaks. Rather do that than have it on fresh paint that we're trying to get to cure still. So I'll bring you along as much as I can on that. But that's where this is. And we're making progress on it. I don't know. I mean, we still have that big box of parts. We had to order a bunch, so it kind of knocked us back a little bit. They freaking so this is a standard crank. It hasn't been turned at all, but they had 10 under bearings in it. So like when we got it, the bearings were just toast, and I was like, what is going on here? Like the rest of this thing looks pretty decent, and it was obviously stuck, which is why we were rebuilding it in the first place. So I don't know. They didn't need 10 under bearings. They just needed standard bearings. Standard bearings, I plastic gauged it. They're good with standard bearings. So somebody just put way too tight of bearings in there, and it just rubbed all the material off of it. And it didn't really mess up the crank too much that we're not comfortable with, but it's still just, I don't know, it was weird. Anyways, that's where we're at on this. Oh, we even got new tires, or used tires on the back of this. We even got used tires on the back of this thing. Brand new tubes in there. The thing that sucks is once we roll this out for paint, we got to take the tires back off anyways. But, oh well. So, sorry for this being long-winded. Trying to do an update, but I sure am talking a lot, and it seems like I'm just talking in circles, so I'll probably try and cut it off there. Long story short, we're still working on this thing, making progress. Hopefully before the snow flies, we get this done, which it's getting colder, so the snow might be flying like here in a week or two. But hopefully we can get this done in like the next month, maybe 2 months, it depends. I don't know. I still got to get firewood. Anyways, thanks for sticking around, hearing me ramble on. Really like working on this stuff, and I'm enjoying it. A lot of this is new to me, but I'm glad you're with me doing it. Never done paint before, so that'll be here coming up hopefully soon. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already, so you can hear me ramble on more about this kind of stuff and not actually make any progress on it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Throw a comment down below if you got something to say. Good or bad, I'll take it. It is what it is. But thanks for watching Tractor Roy. Hope I'll catch you on the next one.